10 signs you can't trust someone. Trust is one of the most fundamental prerequisites in any relationship. Trust will surely be a defining aspect in any connection, whether it is between you and your work, a friend, your partner, or a family member. It is critical to the development of a strong bond and open lines of communication. Our connections develop when we trust others and they trust us back. And, while everyone has gut feelings about whether or not they should trust someone, we occasionally ignore those feelings. And if the relationship fails, we are obliged to deal with the consequences. To minimize the agony of shattered trust, it's important to recognize the signs of an untrustworthy person. Here are a few red flags that someone may not be trustworthy. Number 1, they are extremely appealing. Meeting someone nice and open may appear to be a sign of a trustworthy individual, but there are a lot of folks that can act charming. Underneath the sweetness, though, are usually some unsavory motives which are only discovered later, after you've already engaged in a relationship. You'll discover a recurring trend of their continuous questions about you without sharing any data about themselves if you dive deeper into their facade. The expected flow of information between new acquaintances does not take place. Their true agenda will be disclosed sooner or later, but leaving the relationship will be far more difficult. Number 2, they have two faces. It's safe to claim that everyone has had dealings with someone like this. They are polite around you but gossip about you behind your back. This habit spreads to other individuals, so don't be surprised if they gossip about you. They are nice and smiling one moment, then relentlessly gossiping the next. As soon as you discover this type of behavior, you should leave the relationship as soon as possible. Third, they turn their back on you in public. Maybe you know someone who seems to love your company when you're just the two of you, but they are a completely different person when you're out in public. In fact, anytime you are in the presence of other people or a group of friends, a group that they are attempting to impress, they give you the cold shoulder and act as if you do not exist. This shift in conduct is frequently an indication that someone's interest in you is fleeting and that they are merely attempting to gain something from you. The relationship collapses in an instant when they receive what they want or when it becomes evident that they will not get what they desire. Number 4, they find it difficult to empathize. Persons that lack empathy are far better at deceiving or hurting others, and most untrustworthy people lack the ability to sympathize with others. An empathetic individual would be unwilling to bring harm to another person because they can fathom the anguish their actions would cause. It acts as a deterrent to harmful behavior. When someone is capable of, and even enjoys, backstabbing or betraying others, they usually lack empathy. They are unlikely to accept responsibility for their harmful actions and are unaware that they lack the ability to empathize. Untrustworthy people are self-serving. They only care about themselves and are unable to look beyond their own perspectives. Some people can even employ empathy selectively and only when they stand to benefit from it, making this attribute even more difficult to detect. Observing how someone acts toward others, particularly those from whom they cannot benefit, reveals their actual essence. When determining someone's trustworthiness, a lack of empathy is a red indicator. Number 5, they infringe on confidentiality. You could recall a time when you told a childhood buddy something and vowed them to secrecy, only for them to spill the beans a short time later. Of course, it felt terrible, and you quickly realized that not everyone can be trusted with a secret. Unfortunately, some people never master the ability of keeping a secret, even as they grow older, and it's a sure symptom of untrustworthiness. Someone who tells secrets without blinking should not be trusted. They aggressively break any trust placed in them by informing others what has been entrusted with them, and feel confident that whatever you tell them will be treated the same way. Your personal information will eventually become public knowledge. This type of individual may even like discussing juicy tidbits provided in private with anyone they can. They are attempting to demonstrate their connections in the aim of increasing their popularity or social position. But let's be honest, there can be no confidence unless basic confidentiality is respected. 6. They abuse their power over you. Similar to blackmail, once an untrustworthy individual has acquired your trust or has information on you, they will gradually begin to use it against you. It usually begins innocently. They will be kind to you, albeit a phony niceness. However, if you pay attention to your intuition, you may receive a hint that something is amiss with this person, and your gut instinct will almost certainly be correct. So pay attention to how they connect with others. You'll probably discover a similar pattern. Perhaps it's best to leave sooner rather than later, before they end up hurting you in some way. Number 7, they are erratic. And by fickle, I don't just mean decisive. Let's be real. We're all a little indecisive at times, especially when it comes to petty matters, and everyone changes their minds now and again, even when it comes to major matters. The difference between being indecisive and being fickle is that none of their decisions, no matter how crucial, can be trusted. They are inconsistent at best and untrustworthy at worst. It's a never-ending cycle of flip-flopping and making promises they can't keep. Their unpredictable emotions cause them to be unsure of whatever decision they make. In fact, whatever decisions they do make are more likely to be influenced by external influences than by their internal compass, which isn't as powerful as it should be. The failure to cling to any decision, rather than the changeable emotional condition, demonstrates untrustworthiness. However, when someone is continuously changing their views, They lack responsibility and reliability, which means you can't trust them. Number 8. They do not keep promises. One of the most prominent symptoms of untrustworthiness is consistent tardiness. Someone trustworthy will make every effort to arrive on time because they appreciate you. However, delays are occasionally inevitable and we may have to cancel plans. However, if this occurs, sending a quick note or informing the other person that you will be unable to attend is the right thing to do. If a person never makes an effort to arrive on time, never informs you that they will be late, or fails to appear at all, this is a clear evidence of untrustworthiness. They don't appreciate other people's time if they can change or cancel plans anytime they want and don't care about the consequences. They are unconcerned about how their actions influence others. If it occurs in a business situation, it is quite unprofessional, and such behavior will undoubtedly damage any trust. It will become evident that you cannot rely on your friends or family. As a result, you can't put your trust in them. Number 9. They exhibit narcissistic characteristics. Narcissism makes it difficult to see other people's points of view. In essence, they are the most important thing, and everyone else's needs come second. A person like this can never accept responsibility for anything. They always blame others for their mistakes. Whatever it is, it will always be someone else's fault since they can do no wrong in their eyes. It's not difficult to see why a person who exhibits narcissistic characteristics is untrustworthy. Number 10. They are deceiving themselves. Untrustworthy persons frequently have a significant divergence from reality. They perceive themselves as saints while they are frequently the polar opposite. Any undesirable action will be twisted in their minds to match their narrative. They will work hard to construct a perception that corresponds to their wishes. However, the way people see themselves and how they really are diametrically opposed. Such a marked detachment from reality is a clear indication of untrustworthiness, even if they are unaware of it. To be clear, we all exhibit some of these behaviors on occasion. No one is flawless. However, observing more than one of these signals in a person on a consistent basis indicates that they are unlikely to be trusted. Ultimately, trusting your instincts is the finest thing you can do for yourself. After all, their function is to warn and protect you. If you have a gut feeling that something is wrong with someone and that you shouldn't trust them, your instincts are probably correct. You can utilize the signals we just mentioned to validate your intuition, because removing untrustworthy people from your life will keep you from being harmed by them. What are your thoughts? Can you recall a time when you had a strong gut instinct not to trust someone and ignored it? How did things turn out? Please let us know in the comments. If you love this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that we can continue to make them. For more videos like this, subscribe and remember to turn on the notification bell. Also, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for tuning in.